It is 42 days till the man burns, and today we're talking about how to not get sunburn at Burning Man. Because any of you that are a bit pasty, or any of you that kind of just go straight to red without that tan bit in the middle, you might be a little bit concerned about how you're going to protect your skin out there. Aside from the fact that sunburn is really bad for you, it just sucks to have sunburn. If you get sunburn, it can ruin the rest of your week, especially if it is bad enough to be blistering and things like that. But don't worry, there are some ways that you can prepare your skin for the sun before you even get there, and some pretty easy ways to protect yourself once you're out there. So in the weeks or months leading up to Burning Man, you might want to start pre-tanning a bit. Now, I'm not a tanner, I do not lay out in the sun, I do not go on sunbeds, you can probably tell. But before Burning Man, I do try and spend some extra time in the sun. Because the more time you spend in the sun, the more tolerant your skin is going to get to it. If you've ever been on holiday to a really sunny place that's like much sunnier than where you live, then if you are a burner, not a Burning Man burner, a sun burner, then you probably found that the sun got you really badly on the first day, and kind of as the week or few weeks went on, the sun kind of was getting you less and less, and that's because your skin has started to get used to that level of sun. By the way, I'm not a scientist, I don't know if there's any scientific evidence for that. It's kind of what I found from going to sunny places. I don't know if that's because you just get burnt on the first day, so from that point on you're just like covering up your burns and staying in the shade. You know, maybe that's why the sun doesn't affect you so badly after that first day, because you've learnt your lesson, you're being super cautious. But anyway, it's still worth trying. It's worth kind of trying to build up your tolerance to the sun a bit, especially on any areas that aren't used to seeing the sun. If you're planning to go nude at Burning Man, and you know there's probably parts of you that don't get to see the sun very often, then you probably want to give them a bit of sun exposure, because those are the parts that are most likely to burn. If you don't live somewhere where it's sunny, then you could always try going to like a tanning salon or something. I think this is the only time where I would suggest going to a tanning salon. Like, you know, the sun is really bad for your skin. Going to a tanning salon is very bad for your skin. But if you don't want to get burnt at Burning Man, it could be a way to just help you out a bit for those first couple of days where you're going to be a bit more sensitive to the sun, especially on your delicate parts. Bring along a nice selection of cover-up clothes for the day. Go for light colours and really like airy, light fabrics. You know, things that are going to be very comfortable for you to wear. You don't want the fabric to be scratchy or chafy or uncomfortable, because you know you're already going to be very hot. You just really want stuff that you're going to be able to put on to protect your skin from the sun. So focus on items that are going to cover up areas that tend to burn. So I think for most people, you know, the tops of the shoulders and the bridge of the nose, they are two spots that tend to burn very quickly. So having something that you can cover your shoulders with, and you know, a nice wide brimmed hat or something that you can put on so it's shading your face, it's a really good idea to bring that stuff along. If you're shopping for some stuff like that, a great place to look is in like the beachwear or the holiday wear sections of clothes shops. Because, you know, a lot of the beachwear and holiday stuff is designed to kind of be used in the sun and protect you a bit from the sun when you're out in it. And they tend to have some like nice jazzy stuff and light fabrics that aren't going to make you super hot. Remember as well that because the player ground is very light, it can reflect the sun back up. So even if you're wearing a nice wide brimmed hat, you will still want to put sun cream on your face to protect it, because otherwise, you know, the sun's just going to bounce off the floor and back up into your face. Some people like to bring along some kind of portable shade options like parasols and things. And those are really great, they can work wonders. But personally, I find having to hold something in my hand all the time, it gets kind of annoying. It's very easy to put your parasol down while you're like doing something and not realize until much later that you have left it somewhere. Or, you know, by day 3 to just be like, I don't want to be like holding this thing all the time, like I'm sick of it. I wish I'd bought a wide brimmed hat with me because it's a hands-free option. By the way, with hats, it's best to have something where you can like tie it under your chin or secure it in some way just in case there's a gust of wind, because you don't want to be chasing your hat like across Burning Man. During the hottest hours of the day, it is definitely a good idea to try and stay in the shade. And I mean, you know, actual shade, like, you know, inside a theme camp or inside your own camp in some proper decent shade. Especially for the first couple of days while you're kind of in the at-risk stage of getting burnt. I did try and look up like exact hours, like when is it advised that you stay out of the sun, when are kind of the hottest points of the day. and there was just really conflicting information online. Some places say like, oh, it's from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, and I mean, that seems like a big portion of the day to have to stay out of the sun. Other places were like 11 to 2 or 11 to 3. The general consensus is, a few hours around midday, you probably don't want to be in the sun. And if you are going to be in the sun, you want to kind of limit how much you're in the sun and wear some cover up. I'm sure you all saw this one coming, but sun cream. You will want to use sun cream. A lot of it. And one that protects you from the UVAs and the UVBs. It protects you from all the UVs. There have been all kinds of studies on sun creams to try and determine, which factor is the best factor. Is factor 70 really worth it? Is it that much better than factor 30? And is getting a super expensive sun cream any better for you than getting a regular price sun cream? But I mean, despite all the studies, I think, go for a sun cream that works for you. If you don't have one, you have never used sun cream, or you've never been somewhere sunny where you've really needed it, then ask some of your friends, do some research online, try and find like a good brand that has like good reviews that people have used in very hot environments and have found worked for them. And it's best to pick up a fresh bottle. Sun cream can go a bit weird if it's just been kind of sitting around for a bit, so you definitely don't want to use that bottle that's just been gathering dust in your bathroom for the last year. You want a nice fresh bottle. Make sure you read the back so you know how much you should be applying. A lot of people end up getting burnt even though they're using sun cream because they're just not applying enough of it to actually give them that protection. Probably because, sun cream's kind of gross. It's always really like greasy and sticky and horrible. And so you kind of want to apply as little as possible to just cover you so you're not just like a drippy, sticky mess. But seriously, if you need to be like a greasy, sticky mess for like 20 minutes while it all absorbs, if it means that your skin's going to be protected, then it's completely worth it. Even if it is a bit like uncomfortable and nasty. It should also tell you somewhere on the bottle how long before you actually go out in the sun you need to apply it. So usually it's like 20 or 30 minutes. So it's kind of one of those things that you can just apply in the morning when you wake up. And then usually by the time you're ready to head out of camp or be somewhere out in the sun, you're going to have, done that time. But if not, then, I guess you just kind of have to use your common sense on it. I like to reapply mine quite frequently, especially to the spots that burn easily, like my shoulders and the stripe down my nose. And so usually I'll just tie it in with something else. So, maybe I'll decide like every time I go to the Portaloos, I'm just going to quickly reapply some sun cream, at least to those areas. Or, maybe every time I have a meal in the day, I'm going to reapply some sun cream. And then obviously if there's any points throughout the day where you feel like maybe you're getting burned or, some areas are not feeling so great, then reapply more sun cream and maybe put some cover up on if you feel like maybe you're starting to burn. And obviously when you're applying it, try and make sure you are getting absolutely everywhere. Rope a friend in to help you if you need to, but make sure there is no part of you that is left untouched by the sun cream, guys. Not your friend. If you're going to be wearing cover-up stuff and there's a chance that you might take it off as the day goes on while you're still out in the sun, then you might just want to kind of apply sun cream absolutely everywhere, even to those areas that are covered, so that, if you do decide to take that off, then you are already protected from the sun. You can get sun cream that is specifically for your face. And that's because most sun creams that you put all over, they really sting your eyes, they taste really bad if they get in your mouth, and the ones that go on your face, theoretically should not sting your eyes and shouldn't taste completely disgusting if they get in your mouth. So it's probably worth investing in something like that as well. The more comfortable you can make like wearing sun cream and putting on sun cream, the more likely you are to actually do it. The sun cream is not going to protect you if you don't put it on your face because it stings your eyes. It is worth testing out the sun cream as well before you come to Burning Man, even if you don't live somewhere super sunny, just, to see how greasy is it, how quickly does it absorb, does it leave your skin feeling like gross and disgusting? Do you have any kind of reactions to it? Does it make your skin sensitive? Does it sting your eyes or taste really bad, or, anything that's just going to make it uncomfortable for you to wear? I also want to bring along some lip balm with SPF in it as well. Because you can put sun cream on your lips, but it's probably not going to stay on there very long, especially if you are drinking lots of water, which you should be. And your lips are probably going to be getting super dry. So grab some lip balm with some SPF in it, grab a few, they are very easy to lose. and make sure you're reapplying that quite frequently as well. So with dual purpose products, you know, you can get like some makeup like foundation that has SPF in it, or a moisturizer that has SPF in it. I would not trust those to protect you at Burning Man. Basically, those products, they do contain SPF, but you are not applying enough of them for them to actually protect your skin. So it's much better to just go for a dedicated sun cream. It just has one job, that's the only job it needs to do, and hopefully it will do it well. If you do end up getting burnt, then the only real solution is to keep covered up until that redness goes down. And I know that sucks, because if you get burnt on the first day, you're potentially talking about the whole rest of Burning Man you needing to keep as covered up as possible. But really, you know, if you're exposing your burnt areas to the sun, it's only going to make it worse, even if you're using sun cream and everything. That's why it's really worth bringing along, you know, a few options for your cover-up clothes, just in case you get burnt and you end up needing to wear them for like the whole week. It is a good idea to bring along some aloe vera just in case you do get burnt. I really like the gel stuff, and if you keep it in the cooler, then it's super refreshing. Even if you're like not burnt, you can just feel like, ah, this is so nice. So bring some of that along just in case, or, you know, just so you can feel nice. And, you know, obviously if you get burnt, apply a lot of that very frequently. I'm sure there's like home remedies for sunburn as well that you could try. I don't personally know any of them. Actually, I do. I've heard that if you eat like lots of tomatoes, it can help your skin like cope better in the sun. But I mean, it's not really a remedy for sunburn. It's kind of like a prevention thing. And I have no idea how many tomatoes you need to eat to like make your skin super tolerant to the sun. I don't even know if it's real. I can't even remember like who told me that or where I saw that. So if you are planning to eat tons of tomatoes in the hopes that that works, maybe, you know, check that out and do some research before you try it. I bet you would have to eat like a ridiculous amount of tomatoes. So yeah, if you get sunburn, even if you're like covering up and stuff and trying to stay in the shade, make sure you still apply sun cream anyway, just in case, you know, the sun's reflecting off the playground and into your face, or, you know, you want to go somewhere and the sun's out, you know, just pop sun cream on anyway, just to give you that extra level of protection. Obviously, if your sunburn is really, really bad, you know, it's starting to blister, it's really painful, it's really awful, then you might want to go and get some medical attention if it's not something that you can deal with on your own and it's kind of at that level where it's like really, really bad. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I really hope that none of you end up getting burnt while you're out there. If any of you have any tips or advice on, you know, how not to get burnt, if you've got any recommendations on great sun creams or lip balms with SPF in them, then let us know in the comments. And if you see me at Burning Man this year, feel free to say hi to me. Bye, guys.